Hey guys, we are on problem 10. So the problem reads, what is the maximum number of rectangular blocks measuring 3 inches by 2 inches by 1 inch that can be packed into a cube-shaped box whose interior measures 6 inches on an edge? Okay, so let's break this problem down into the facts. So first they're telling us that they have rectangular boxes with a measure of 3 inches by 2 inches by 1 inch. And these dimensions that they're giving us are the length, the width, and the height. Anytime you see 3 dimensions being provided for one object, it's a 3-dimensional object, so they're talking about the length, the width, and the height of the object. And that should trigger the thought volume, because volume is the measure in geometry that deals with 3-dimensional objects. So let's do volume here. And the formula for volume is length times width times height. Okay, let's keep reading. So the next part of the problem is they're telling us that there's a cube-shaped box with a side edge of 6 inches. So cube-shaped. A cube is just like a square, except it's a 3-dimensional square. And the reason that's important is because in a square and in a cube, all the edges are the same size, right? It's like in a square, all the sides are the same size. Well, in a cube, every single edge measures the same. So that's important because now we know that one side is 6. So every edge here is going to be 6. So the length, the width, and the height is 6. And we know that because it's a cube. And in your notes, I would just keep a reminder, a cube is like a square, except 3-dimensional. Okay, so they want to know how many of the little boxes we can fit into the large box over here. And they're talking about putting something within a box. So they are looking at the volume of the box, right? So we need to find the volume of both of these boxes to see how many of the little one fits into the larger one. So since volume is length times width times height, in the little square it's going to be 3 times 2 times 1, and that gives you a volume of 6. And volume for inches would be in inches cubed, or inches to the 3rd power. And then for the larger cube, it would be 6 times 6 times 6, which is also 6 to the 3rd power. And that gives you 216 inches cubed. Okay, so we want to know how many of little fit into big. Little into big. So we're going to divide little into big. So we start with our big, which is 216. And we're going to see how many times 6 can go into that, right? So that's representing how many times the little box can go into the big box. So that gives you 36. We can fit exactly 36 of the small boxes into the large box. And if we look at our answer choices, we see that that's answer choice D. And that's the right answer.